It is night number 3 of the WNBA season here in 2024, but it is night number 1 in Indianapolis for Caitlin Clark and her WNBA career as the Fever return home tonight after not a great opening game of the year, losing by 21 against the Connecticut Sun, 92-71, where Caitlin Clark did score 20, but did commit 10 turnovers. So, JY, as we get ready for what is going to be a raucous and incredibly exciting atmosphere tonight in Indy, the Fever in their home opener, a 7.5-point dog against one of the WNBA's best. That's the New York Liberty. A little bit shaky for the Libs, by the way, to start the season in the nation's capital against the Washington Mystics with an over-under of 168.5. It is the only game on this Thursday evening in the WNBA. What does JY expect for Caitlin Clark's home debut in Indy?
Well, I think the thing people are going to look at for game number 1 is the turnovers that Caitlin Clark committed, 10 of them, as a matter of fact. But to me, it's about who they played. Connecticut Sun had one of the best defenses in the WNBA last year, and they typically have locked people up. So when you go to New York, who has a really good defense as well, there's a big difference, Ben, and that's who's going to be guarding Caitlin Clark. It's going to be Vandersloot or Sabrina Ionescu. Neither one of them are strong defenders. So to me, when you start looking at Caitlin Clark, it's more likely that she goes over her points prop tonight than go under it. Now, when you start looking at it and trying to find the value, right, the 3-point prop is always going to be wild with Caitlin Clark. I think it's got to be, to get plus money, you got to get 5+ made threes for Caitlin Clark on FanDuel. So I'm going to stay away from there. I think she gets the points, but I'm looking at the assists because if she starts to get going, Ben, that pick and roll game should be better with Aaliyah Boston, and she gets to her assist prop. The problem is if you look at her assist props right now on FanDuel, it just moved. Okay, it's now 5.5 at plus money. Before it was at 4.5 at minus 172. I couldn't go there. Over 5.5 plus 126, Ben, I like those odds. I think she gets the assists. The turnovers go down. Remember, folks, her usage rate is the same it is at Iowa. What does that mean? She's going to have the ball in her hand. So if she doesn't turn the ball over, she's going to get the assist and the points. I think she goes over her points prop, and she goes over her assist prop of 5.5 at plus money right now on FanDuel.
Yeah, get that nervousness out of the way from that first game on the road. Now you come home. But also we have to remind ourselves, like typically when she's at Iowa, it's a home game. Well, she's played 30, 40, 50 games on her home court. How many times has she played here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse? 1, 2, maybe preseason games. It might take a little bit of time to get used to. But on the season itself, like what are your expectations out of Caitlin Clark after what you saw game number 1? I expect a more efficient performance tonight. But what are the general expectations for you, Coach, for her?
Well, I thought 12, 13 points a game. I'll probably up it to about 16 or 17 because the usage rate is going to be there. It's about the assists, to be honest with you, because she's a great passer. Now, what she's going to find out, she found out game number 1 is the WNBA just moves at a completely different speed. So she's got to be a little bit more careful with the passes, the big long passes she got away at Iowa. She's not going to get away with that at the WNBA. Also, I think they do a good job of getting her on the run off the screen so she can catch and shoot the ball when she's dangerous. But you've seen it, folks, early on. Cameron Brink, last night, foul trouble, didn't hit a rebound spot. Angel Reese struggled but got there. Like, these kids need a little bit of time to get acclimated. Sure. You got to remember, folks, they just got done with their season at the beginning of April. It's not like it's 6 months to prep. They got to turn around and go right to training camp. They need a little time. We got to temper our expectations early for these kids.
Certainly so. JY, when we look at the WNBA overall this year, incredibly highly anticipated because of the likes of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Cameron Brink and the many rookies, but with so much talent already in the W. And one of the main storylines league-wide is the quest for 3 in a row. The Las Vegas Aces, the 2-time reigning WNBA champions, even money already to make it 3 straight in the battle with the New York Liberty, plus 230 at the top. JY, as you look at Las Vegas, are they rightful to be an even money favorite to win this year's title?
I think they are because they beat the New York Liberty last year in the playoffs without Candace Parker. Candace Parker retired. So to me, they are the worthy favorites. Now, New York tried to address their defensive inabilities in the backcourt in the draft, but I want people to look at 2 teams. Don't sleep on Connecticut now that they got Jones back from the injury, and then also Seattle, Awumake, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Jewel Lloyd, they could score. They're a sleeper at 10-1 to make a run.
Seattle did struggle in their debut against the Lynx. Minnesota looking a little bit more promising this year. JY, a fadeaway to the break, a fadeaway to hour 3 that comes your way up next.